Hi guys, Ian here, and this is the COZOY D1 budget wired IEM, single dynamic driver IEM. Price point is about 30 US dollars, and is meant to bring a bit of a taste of a higher end sound into a budget segment. Well, thanks to its larger dynamic driver and a graphene diaphragm technology. And it's available from the unaffiliated link down in the description if you are interested to find out more. Alright, so let's get into the specs. So as I mentioned, this is a single dynamic driver IEM, 10mm, graphene diaphragm. Impedance is 32 ohms, sensitivity is 100 dB, and the frequency range is 10 to 50,000 Hertz. Effective is 20 to 20,000 Hertz. Now inside the box you'll get a user guide, of course. You get a Velcro strap, you get foam ear tips, and you get two types of silicone ear tips. One is a single flange and the other is a double flange ear tip, both in small, medium and large. Of course you get the IEM itself and the cable. Now the cable is a 4-core cable terminated with 3.5 headphone jack. Is very nicely done. I think it's a velvety color, very nice and loud and youthful kind of color. Comes with chin slider, Y splitter, and is terminated with a 2-pin connector to the IEM itself, and overall a very nice cable. Okay, now let's talk about the IEM itself, design and build quality of this. Now the shells are 3D printed resin with I don't know, hospital grade kind of material, and it's really good. The 10mm dynamic driver, dual magnetic diaphragm, graphene diaphragm is a real plus, I would say. And this kind of tech is usually used in higher priced IEMs, but is in this $30 IEM, and it's well made, very smooth material. The overall shell looks very classy, very nice, and it's a small to medium size kind of IEM with metal insert, nozzle, and perforated filter. So overall, very nicely done IEM with a little bit of fin on the side here. So yeah, overall a very nice looking IEM. Now in terms of fit and comfort is very good. The resin shell sits snugly and into my ear, and it isolates pretty decently. I have no trouble wearing them for long periods of time, though the ear tip swapping can make a big difference, which I tried. I'm not a fan of the memory foam, so that doesn't really gel well with me. I'm more of a silicone guy, and the overall fit is pretty good and gives me a proper seal. I would say that the nozzle and the ear tip and the shape of the IEM don't really fit, so you might want to try your own third-party ear tips to see whether it fits your ears or not. Alright, so now let's go into the sound department first. Let's talk about the tone and timbre for these IEMs. Overall, the timbre leans towards fun, musical, and it's a little slightly warmer than neutral. So it will not sound shrilly or analytical kind of tonal background. They sound pleasant. You know, the vocals have a natural weight to it, and instruments they sound pretty good. As long as the mix isn't too mid forward. The graphene diaphragm does help to keep distortion low and adds a bit of smoothness on the top. Alright, so in terms of technical performance, the soundstage feels reasonably wide and organized for the price. It's not planar level kind of a holographic by any stretch, but imaging is clean and instruments they are not smeared. For casual listening and gaming, this kind of soundstage is actually serviceable. As for detail retrieval and resolution, you're not getting ultra fine layering on this IEM, but Micro details are respectable, I would say. It catches most instrument edges and keeps vocals clear, and they're not overpowered by the bass. But don't expect air guitar plus cymbal shimmers at pricier levels. But in context, is polished for the money, I would say. Alright, so let's talk about the sound signature of this. I've measured this IEM. I'm going to post my graph somewhere up here. So let's take a look at the bass. First, the sub bass. Sub bass is strong, it's present, and it gives the track a satisfying thump and weight, which is pretty rare at this price range. And it's not boomy, but it's definitely up there in terms of the sub bass. As for the mid bass, it keeps the rhythm section punchy. So if you like to listen to like pop or rock or electronic music with the driving low end, this IEM will give you that engaging feeling rather than a flat kind of a punch. Now, as for the mid-range, it's clear and mostly clean, though vocals can sometimes sit back and laid back compared to the bass. But still, the detail is pretty good for the money, and mid-range presence is not very muddy. Now, as for the pinna gain and the upper mids, I would say this region isn't overly boosted, which makes vocals sound smooth, but it may lack a little bit of that forwardness and that bite or that presence, I would say. Yeah, so mostly it sounds smooth. It's not as exciting and energetic as some other neutral sounding IEMs. And as for the treble, is appealingly polite. All right, I would say it's not rolled off completely, but it's subdued compared to brighter IEMs. So you get that sparkle, but without the fatigue. Though it might not satisfy detail fiends who chase the air and the shimmer. So I would say it's a very polite type of treble. And if you're a treble head, you might want to avoid this IEM. Right, so let's compare this with maybe the KZ-ZSN Pro X, which is somewhat at a similar price point. The D1 trades a bit of the mid-range forwardness for a stronger bass and a smoother top end, which is more casual, you know, as compared to the ZSN Pro X, which sounds brighter and more energetic in terms of the treble, and a little bit less of the bass shelf. So I would say this is skewed a bit more towards casual listeners who will enjoy most of the genres across the board as compared to the ZSN Pro X. Alright, so let's conclude. So for what it is, this is a budget IEM. The COZOY D1 punches way above its price point. It won't dethrone flagship IEMs, and those who are chasing strict neutrality or ultra refined detail will notice the limits of these IEMs. But what it delivers is an engaging, a musical, and a fun type of listening for everyday users. At around the price point of $30, this will be one of the more polished and well-built sets that you can snag. So if you're coming from generic earphones, those off-the-shelf in brick and mortar stores, or stepping into IEMs for the first time, these are a worthy consideration, especially if you like a little bit of bass warmth without a shouty treble. So with the right ear tips and a decent source, they will make a solid everyday companion. Alright, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this COZOY D1. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.